This is ABC7 News at 6. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Haley is off tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news, recovery efforts are underway in Manatee County. Days of heavy rainfall flooded the entire Center Lake neighborhood in South Manatee County, forcing dozens of residents there to evacuate. Well, families are now starting to return to their homes now that the floodwaters have receded to see if anything can be salvaged. Most of the community is still without power. Trash is spread out over their lawns, and most of their homes are gutted. For many of these residents, this unexpected disaster has taken its toll.
It's mental and it's stress, and it's you think about your work, you think about your life in your house and your vehicles, and you can't even describe the feeling.
Residents of Center Lake are hoping the county will step up to help in any way it can. People living near the Myakka River in Venice are still dealing with flooding, even though the rain has let up today. As the river continues to rise, some homeowners have turned to paddle boards and kayaks to get from their homes to their cars, parked away from the water.
Everybody's moved their vehicles, moved everything up to dry areas, and, taking precautions but not panicking yet.
The river is expected to crest sometime tomorrow. Homeowners hope after that the waters will begin to recede. A 61-year-old Manatee County man found dead in a flooded street over the weekend has been identified. Manatee County Sheriff's investigators say Greg Moravtis was found dead after his wheelchair tipped over in the street. He's been homeless for the last several years, and detectives have been unable to contact his family. The road where he was found was filled with 6 inches of water from recent rains, but the cause of death is still pending. One area in North Sarasota is causing some issues for drivers and has left one man dead. A 43-year-old man drove into a drainage ditch near the Sarasota Kennel Club on Sunday. Police say his vehicle became submerged in the floodwaters and he could not get out of the car. The man was pronounced dead at the scene, and police are still investigating the official cause of his death. Also near the dog track there, a similar incident with another vehicle after another driver drove into a drainage ditch at the track, but police say he was able to escape the vehicle. Sarasota Police underwater search and recovery team removed the vehicle by rigging it underwater. A tow truck then was able to pull that car out of the water. Well, we got a chance to dry out a little bit today. Let's get more on that with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan and our first alert forecast. Bob?
Yeah, good news on that front, Scott. The rainfall that has occurred over the past several days, 4 days, in fact, over 16 inches of rain officially at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport. The rivers and streams, though, however, different story. Those are still very high right now. As we heard earlier, there are still flood warnings going on. All these areas in green are where the flood warnings exist right now. We're taking a look at, again, in Sarasota County, the Peace River. Flood stage, we're above it right now. It's expected to go below it on Friday at 9:35. And again, the Manatee River at the Myakka Head, that's expected to go below flood stage as early as tomorrow afternoon. And then we have the, Horse Creek and Peace River, I should say. That was the Myakka River, I should say. And this one expected to go below flood stage on Friday. And then the Horse Creek below flood stage at 9:35 on Friday. That's barring any kind of significant rainfall. Right now, it doesn't look like we're going to see any of that. The heavy rainfall has shifted north with that trough of low pressure right now. There are some showers developing out in the Gulf, but we'll keep a slight chance for a risk of a shower or two in the mix over the next couple of hours. The air is just so dry, we don't anticipate any significant rainfall. No big rain here, but big rains are still anticipated and will still go on for at least the next 24 hours. As Harvey slowly moves off to the north-northeast now, the flooding taking place into East Texas. It has shifted the heavy rainfall into West Louisiana as well, and then some big storms over the panhandle of Florida. We'll have more in the tropics, another system expected to develop in the Atlantic. We'll have all that coming up in a few minutes. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. The City of Sarasota is hosting a meeting on the climate. Results of a recently completed climate change vulnerability assessment will be presented and discussed. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us now live from the Robert L. Taylor Community Complex in Sarasota with more. Rick?
Yes, Scott, good evening. This meeting has just gotten underway, and it certainly is a very hot topic. City officials are talking all about the current and future effects of climate change on the area. Over 200 city-owned assets were evaluated, including drinking water, transportation, and shorelines. This is one of the city's ways to plan for the future.
Well, folks who show up to the community meeting tonight on the climate adaptation plan can expect to learn what climate projections we're using for sea level rise, extreme precipitation in the future, storm surge and heat days, what science we're using and what vulnerabilities we have within city infrastructure.
And as you heard, it is open to the public. It should be going on to around 7:30 this evening, and we'll have a lot more on this coming up tonight at 11 o'clock. Reporting live from Sarasota, I'm Rick Adams. Back to you, Scott.
All right, Rick, thank you. An update now on road closures on the Suncoast. There is minor roadway flooding on Rough Street in Northport, about 6 inches deep. All roads in unincorporated Manatee County are now open. The temporary shelter is still open, but county officials are hoping to find other accommodations for those staying there. Some parks in Sarasota County remain closed today. The Carlton Reserve, Circus Hammock, Myakkahatchee Creek Park, Old Myakka Park, and the Snookhaven Park and Restaurant are still closed today. There's no word when those parks will reopen. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, a University of Tampa assistant professor is fired after a recent tweet about Hurricane Harvey, what he posted online that cost him his job. And the Florida Senate being sued after spending nearly $5 million on a new website. Why the Senate is prepared to fight that suit. Straight ahead.
Now you can win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just enter the word of the week at mysuncoast.com. This week's word is labor. We'll pick a winner each week. Good luck.
The corners of a city street, a table and a cafe seat. I've got you everywhere I go. You're everywhere, got you everywhere, everywhere I go.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Attention Sarasota and surrounding cities. After 25 years in Sarasota, Bacon's Furniture and Design will be moving to create Southwest Florida's largest and most dynamic furniture store. We must liquidate everything in the store at huge savings as fast as possible. Do not miss this opportunity to purchase quality sofas, bedrooms, dining rooms, patio furniture, mattresses, and more. All at the absolute lowest prices possible. The Bacon's Furniture and Design relocation sell-off. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Well, we've heard a lot about the opioid epidemic and the impact it's having on so many people across the country and here on the Suncoast. But now there's another side effect resulting from the abuse of this drug. And ABC7's Bo Bethier shows us tonight the problem is now expanding to the next generation.
It's a situation no one wants, having a loved one addicted to opioids. But now drug-free Manatee officials say the problem is getting worse.
There has been a 5-fold increase in the number of neonatal abstinence syndrome, or NAS babies, babies born to substance-using women.
In 2014, Sarasota Memorial cared for 98 NAS babies, but by 2016, that number had increased to 127, and other area hospitals saw a similar trend.
These are innocent victims, and they suffer, and they go through withdrawal, and they have to be put on methadone. So yeah, it's a serious problem, and it's important to prevent that.
Kramer says they become addicted to drugs before birth, but begin to show their withdrawal signs within 24 hours after birth. In many cases, the infants experience the same symptoms as adults, in addition to other potential health problems, including seizures and, in some cases, even death. This week, area stakeholders came together to tackle the problem, among them Planned Parenthood.
Unfortunately, addiction is really hard, and many people go in and out of treatment and in and out of using. And so people then sometimes aren't thinking about family planning or aren't making those good decisions around that.
Planned Parenthood says they try to encourage drug users to use some sort of birth control. And for those already pregnant, they try to get them into treatment.
Figuring out what are the barriers to care, looking at what are those resources and opportunities, and are there barriers to getting there? Is it making the appointment? Is it transportation?
In addition to Planned Parenthood, representatives from Rural Health Services, the Health Department, area hospitals, and other organizations all came together, and they say they're in their fact-finding stage of finding a solution to this problem, and they hope to implement solutions soon. Beth Yates, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Well, Beth, thank you. The University of Tampa has fired a visiting assistant professor after a recent tweet about Hurricane Harvey. Sociology professor Kenneth Story removed the thread and his account, but originally suggested Hurricane Harvey's destruction is karma for Texas because it voted Republican. In a Facebook post, the university wrote it stands in solidarity with those impacted by the hurricane. The Florida Senate has been sued over its failed website. The Senate spent $5 million to create a website to help people understand the state budget, but it was never made public. The site's creator, Spider Data Services, asked the Senate to pay the final $500,000, but the Senate refused. Documents posted by the Senate online show it has agreed to pay up to $200,000 to fight the lawsuit and has argued court filings that the website never worked as planned. Up next, Bob will be back with the First Alert weather forecast. A little bit of a dryout for us this week. Details next.
Discover all the reasons the experts love Subaru during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Nobody beats Subaru in service quality, vehicle quality, and overall quality. And ALT named Subaru the 2017 top brand for residual value. Right now, lease the most fuel-efficient vehicle in its class, a new Subaru Outback for just $229 a month, or get 0% financing. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
This is important news for women who were administered chemotherapy intravenously for breast cancer and then suffered permanent hair loss. The chemotherapy drug Taxotere has been linked to permanent alopecia or permanent hair loss. Some women administered the breast cancer chemotherapy drug Taxotere have suffered from permanent hair loss on scalp, eyebrows, and eyelashes. The FDA has urged doctors and the manufacturer to warn women administered Taxotere of the risk of permanent hair loss. If you or a loved one were administered chemotherapy intravenously for breast cancer and suffered permanent hair loss, you may have a right to a cash award and medical expenses. If you suffered permanent hair loss after chemotherapy for breast cancer, call the law offices of Davis & Crump at the number below right now to find out if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now. Our first consultation is free, and we don't get paid unless you get paid. Call now. Operators are standing by.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Want the latest weather and traffic conditions wherever you go? Introducing ABC7's revolutionary new First Alert weather app. With our state-of-the-art new weather app, you get up-to-the-minute weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, real-time traffic maps, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download onto all your devices today. Sponsored by Mr. Sparky.
It's a lot of fun. You got to come out.
We come down from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Well, we needed today exactly what we got today, and that's some sunshine, which was nice to see, and some dry weather.
Yeah, some dry weather, and the good news is the flood watch is going away, and we're looking at some dry weather for at least a couple of days now. Right. Rivers and streams still very high, and looks like we could get back into those afternoon and evening thunderstorm patterns. Typically in a year, we see over 50 inches of rainfall here, if you take the whole year into consideration. You know, our summer months are very wet, and think about this. Now the record is at 52 inches just east of Houston now, so they've got our year's rainfall in the course of 4 days. That's just amazing there. It's just incredible. We are looking at some dangerous situations here. We always say don't drive over water that you don't know the depth of, because there can be sinkholes that develop as a result of the heavy rainfall. This one right here at Boulder Boulevard in Sarasota, that's by Bee Ridge and Honore. Diana sending this one in. The county has been notified of this large hole that developed as a result of the heavy rainfall over the past several days here. And get a look at this. This is in Venice. We had a lot of issues with heavy rainfall. If you didn't empty your pool, sometimes they can float or even sink. In this case, this person here, the resident, reported this shot, as you see right there in Venice. The pool is history at this point. And now the sunshine is returning, and this is the kind of photos we like to see. Just some nice puffy cumulus clouds off in the distance, indicating some drier air has settled in. KCK webcam showing a beautiful day out there today. No significant rainfall around. It all kind of shifted northward as expected a little earlier too, so that was good. That was a good sign. And we still have flooding, obviously, at the Peace River, Horse Creek, the Manatee River near the Myakka Head, as well as again, the Myakka River. Here's a look at this rainfall. Very heavy rain continues. The good news is it's east of Houston, but all this rain has to feed back down into the Gulf too, so the rivers and streams are going to remain high for many weeks there. On top of that, the system is still out over the water, so we could still see some other showers and storms kind of wrapping around into the Houston area. As I mentioned, just to the east of Houston, just a little to the east-southeast, right around here, Highlands, Texas, reporting now officially from the National Weather Service 52 inches of rain. Unbelievable. Well, some showers near the Pinellas County area. They're getting close to us, but generally these are pushing off to the east. So we'll keep a slight chance for a few showers and storms there. I think that dry air is close enough to us and will kind of block any significant rainfall moving into our area through this evening. You can see that dry air. It's right there at around the Interstate 4 corridor. It continues to move across our region, so Wednesday looks great for us as far as the weather is concerned. Rainfall total estimates now, the Doppler radar site doesn't always get it exactly right, but we kind of compare. This is near the airport, 14.2, but we know that the airport has reported over 16 inches of rainfall, so it may be a couple inches under that. Venice also getting hit hard. Again, anywhere from a foot up to 14 inches of rain in some isolated areas in Venice. Tonight, no rain to mention, 80 degrees. It will be warm, it will be muggy, but we'll take it. Currently at the airport, it's 87 degrees, and the dew point temperature way up there at 79, making it feel a little bit more uncomfortable. 89 the high today. That was 1 degree shy of the average high of 90 degrees. 20.95 inches of rainfall, making this the second wettest month of the entire August for over 100 years. Temperatures will warm to near 91 tomorrow. No real threat of any rainfall. We'll keep a 10% chance of rain in there. For tonight, generally fair skies. As I mentioned, we're looking for clear skies overnight. Well, obviously 10, it doesn't look like it's going to develop due to some strong shear, so that's not a problem. Better for the Carolina coast, and obviously Harvey still causing significant problems there. Moving to the northeast, a little bit more gap in the forecast, indicating that it'll move out pretty fast tomorrow afternoon and evening as it heads off to the northeast. Then we can say goodbye to this historic storm, which has devastated Texas. You know, we talk a lot about the heavy rainfall, but we also have to realize that South Texas really got slammed by a Category 4 hurricane. 90% chance of this developing over the next 5 days. Looks like it will become our next system. We'll keep an eye on that for you. For boaters tomorrow, winds will be generally light to 10 knots. The sea's running 2 to 3 feet with a light chop out there. Sunset 7:54, high tide at 8:59. Fair tonight, 79. Warm and muggy tomorrow as well, 92 for your high. Good news, no rain on Wednesday for the most part, just 10%. And then notice what happens. Things really pick up as we head into the weekend. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. The U.S. Coast Guard is helping the victims of Hurricane Harvey. A Coast Guard helicopter crew from the Clearwater Station evacuated 67 people on Monday during Hurricane Harvey relief operations. A crew from Jacksonville is also on their way to Texas to respond to the hurricane and the devastating flooding there. A second shipment of blood is on its way to Texas from One Blood. The Florida Blood Center has sent nearly 300 units of blood in the past 2 days and will continue to supply blood to Texas until further notice. Floodwaters and destruction is preventing blood centers in Texas from collecting blood. So One Blood is urging all eligible donors to donate blood as soon as possible. All blood types are needed, but there is an urgent call for O negative and O positive blood. Here's Linda.
Coming up, we'll introduce you to an amazing Suncoast woman, and she'll tell you what she's learned in the past 90 years.
Tonight, disaster in Texas, the race against time to save lives from the catastrophic flooding. President Trump arriving on the scene today. Our team right there with breaking new reports on ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Attention blood thinner users. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If your loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
Call to see if you qualify to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan right now. At Humana, we believe great things are ahead of you when you start with healthy. And part of staying healthy means choosing the right Medicare plan. Humana can help. With Original Medicare, you're covered for hospital stays and doctor office visits when you're sick, but keep in mind you'll have to pay a deductible for each. A Medicare supplement plan can cover your deductibles and coinsurance, but you may pay higher premiums than you do with other plans, and prescription drug coverage isn't included. But with an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you could get all that coverage plus Part D prescription drug benefits, all for an affordable monthly plan premium, and in some areas, no plan premium. It's all described in this free book and DVD. Call for yours and discover how an all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan from Humana could save you money. Call 1-800-558-8779.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
They say life is what you make it, and today's amazing Suncoast woman certainly agrees with that. She's overcome great sorrow to build a very joyful life. ABC7's Linda Carson has her story.
Mary Som is not ashamed to admit she'll soon turn 90.
Maybe it's because I don't feel that. I don't feel any different than I did 10 or 20 years ago.
She gets up at 5 a.m. every day, does water aerobics, and then...
From November till April, I play golf 3 times a week, play tennis a couple times a week. Sunday, I go to church. And we try to do exercise at night, like we walk all 3 parks.
She was born on a farm in Oneida, New York, the daughter of Italian immigrants.
I was the youngest of 11 children. And the funny part was, when my mother was pregnant for me, she was 48 years old.
Growing up, kids bullied her.
They'd come there and say, well, that must be your grandmother. And I said, no, it's my mother. I said, I've got 10 brothers and sisters. I said, that's why she looks old.
Her mother taught her how to deal with the bullies.
She said, never be ashamed of what you are. Always stand up for what you believe. Don't ever put yourself down.
She still remembers her mother's words.
You got to have faith. Like you say, just amor non se repara. Only death is not repairable. Everything else, you can, it takes time, but deal with it.
Mary had a great career.
I was a medical assistant, x-ray tech, for over 30 years.
When she retired, she went to work for the Oneida Silver Company, wrapping silverware.
When I worked for the doctors, I made $200 a week, which was very good money back then. But I went to work for Oneida Limited. I wore blue jeans and a sweatshirt, and I made between $500 and $600 a week.
She and her husband had 2 children. Their son was killed in a traffic accident. In 1987, they moved to Florida, and they'd been married 67 years when he passed away. But Mary keeps going, and she enjoys every single day.
Why not? I mean, I got a roof over my head, I got food on the table, and I'm not a millionaire with money, but I'm a millionaire because I got my health.
Her daughter Chris lives nearby, and she has 3 beautiful granddaughters. And her life lesson?
First of all, be yourself. Don't try to be somebody else. Everybody's different, but we're all special in our own way. And deal with what you have, and you'll make it.
Mary has a lot of friends here in Bradenton. She turns 90 on October 7th, and her daughter Chris is planning a huge birthday celebration not too long afterward. Linda Carson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Linda. If I make it to 90, I want to be just like Mary.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. World News Tonight is next.